What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and today I wanted to talk about the candidates who are running for president in the Democratic Party and their YouTube channels. So we're going to take a look at each one of these players' YouTube channels, and we're going to look at 4 factors. We're going to look at the total number of subscribers in the last 30 days, the total number of views in the last 30 days, and then we're going to look at the growth rate in the subscriber count, the percentage of subscribers that have been gained on the total base, right? So if you have a tiny little base and if you have 100 subscribers and you get to 150, you've got a tremendous growth rate. But you only grew 50 subscribers. So what we're going to do, and we're going to look at the growth in both of these over the last 30 days in terms of the subscribers and the views, represented by how much of the total on the channel that they've gotten. The first 2 factors, right, that we've got the subscribers over the last 30 days and views over the last 30 days. These are going to represent 70% of this ranking, where the other 2 are going to represent 30%, 15% and 15% for the subscriber represented by the total of subscribers on the account and the views. So, with that being said, if this is your first time here, what's up? My name is Sam, and if you're returning, it's good to freaking see you. Today is September 5th, and what we're going to take a look at is a bunch of these charts. First of all, before we get into that, why are we doing this? I believe that, and I think most of you who are probably going to watch this think the media says one thing and reality is a little bit different than what the media says. But when you look at the data, it's more like the media says one thing and reality is something completely different, in my opinion. It's getting closer to convergence, I feel like. But at certain times, it's just off the fucking wall. So that is what we're doing with our power rankings. This is the number 6th factor that we've taken a look at. We've looked at YouTube search, we've looked at Google search, we've looked at their individual rankings for their websites, their Facebook page, their Twitter accounts, this one, and then we're going to look at the money in the next episode. So don't forget to press that subscribe button. If you want to check out any of those other analysis videos, go back to the channel and just search on the channel for that, right next to the About Me section, or About section on the channel. So first, let's look at the ranking when it comes to the growth in subscribers. Or let's look at the total number of subscribers over here. We have Bernie Sanders, right? He has 23,000 subscribers that he's gained in the last 30 days. And then we have 18,000 for Andrew Yang. And it looks like I forgot to put in data for all these other people because nobody else is fucking doing dick on YouTube. And why is this relevant? Because YouTube is the number 2 site in the entire world in terms of popularity according to Alexa.com. That's like not having a Facebook page. I think most of these people realize the impact of social media and yet are not really trying on YouTube when you look at their YouTube channels. I mean, think back to 2016. I'm just going to say one word: Russia. I think you get the picture. You got to put content out so that people can understand your viewpoints and have the impact. If you think I mean, do we really want people? And I'm not saying that we should have either one of these people as president, but I'm just saying I think having maybe the impact YouTube can have is just ridiculous, and I don't there's I think over 1 million YouTubers who make over $1 million a year. Like that just I mean, to have 8 of these characters not even be doing anything on YouTube is just ridiculous. So we're going to take a look at the ranking of the total subscribers. First of all, we have Bernie Sanders, right? He's got 24,000. Next, we have Andrew Yang, followed by Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and Elizabeth Warren, and then Pete. So those round out the top 5. Then when we look at the growth rate in those subscribers, not the growth rate in the subscribers, the growth in subscribers over the last 30 days represented as how much the channel has grown in that period. And in the last one, we wanted the lowest on the histogram here. But here, we're going to take a look at the highest, right? So Elizabeth Warren's only grown 1.1% over the last 30 days. Castro here, he's grown almost 30%. But Castro has like 580 subscribers. So that's why this only has a 15% weighting in our overall ranking. Who's number 2? Amy. Number 3 is Yang over here, and Yang is substantially higher than everybody else. So he's the only one who's he doesn't have the same following as Elizabeth Warren yet, or Bernie Sanders. But I think he's number 3 in terms of overall popularity on YouTube when you just look at the absolute subscriber count. I think he's got 85,000 or something like that. So let's jump up here. We're going to do the same thing for the total number of views within the last 30 days. And these are the absolute numbers on the left-hand side, and then the growth rates on the right-hand side. So on the left we have, again, it looks like we almost didn't put any data because Bernie's 1.6 million views. Bernie's like slaying it. He's just like, YouTube's easy for me, guys. I don't know why you guys aren't doing it. I'm just destroying it. It's like taking candy from a baby, an infant, one of the ones that's like wrapped up in like a straitjacket, can't do anything, and you just pull the sucker out of your mouth and start eating it. Like that's what Bernie's doing right now on YouTube. It's insane. And then followed up by about half as much, a little bit over half, we've got Andrew Yang with a little under 900,000 views. Joe Biden 200, and Castro coming out number 4, followed by Beto O'Rourke. I'm not sure if the E is silent on there, and then Elizabeth Warren. So that rounds out the top 5 there. Oh, I forgot to get the top 5 here. Castro, Amy, Yang, Biden, Cory Booker. Right, and so this is why the growth rates are only going to represent 15% of the overall ranking, which I'm about to show you. The growth rate here, we have Julian. So what this says is that his views, he's gotten 75% of all the views on his entire channel from the beginning of existence within the last 30 days. Same thing with Amy. So you would expect Bernie's to be much lower because he's got almost 40 million views on his channel over its lifetime. So if you're killing it on YouTube, it's going to be more and more challenging to have the growth rate be a large number. So that's again why it's only represented by 15%. Because if Amy or Julian were to be able to slightly sustain their growth rate, even if you had a 5% decline every month, they would still have substantial growth rates. So it is important, but I think the actual absolute numbers in these cases that we're looking at right here allow us to look at something from 2 different angles, right? And gives us a better idea of what's actually going on. So we come up here to the overall ranking, and I'll just dive in here and show you this calculation. Remember, we have 35% for the subs, and then we have 35% for the views right here. The last ones are 15% over here for the growth rate, and then 15% for the viewer growth rate. For the overall top 5 in YouTube rankings, we have Yang, followed by Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Castro, but some of these things throw the numbers off, I believe, because I don't think Castro is doing this well on a macro view when you factor in all the bits and pieces, followed up by Elizabeth Warren. So on YouTube, Castro is doing really well. I mean, 4th. That's the highest I think I've had him out of Facebook, Twitter, Google search, YouTube search, their websites. This is the highest I think he's ever done. He did first in 2 of the categories when it comes to growth rate. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to sustain that growth rate, or maybe he's even able to continue. If he could increase his growth rate, that could give him some serious lift. But what's more telling is that Andrew Yang is #1 in terms of his YouTube channel when we take a look at it this way. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure you press that subscribe button. If you want to see the actual data behind all this stuff and the full analysis, it's like a 45-minute video. It should be coming up in a couple hours, uploaded on the channel. So press that little bell notification. You'll get notified when that video goes live. If you guys have any thoughts, I do appreciate your feedback. Let me know down below in the comments. And jump over to Instagram. Link is in the description. Say what's up. I post a lot more about fitness stuff on Instagram. So thank you so much for watching.